Barry Sanders weighs in on his thoughts about Calvin Johnson's money dispute with the Detroit Lions. This article is wrote by the Detroit Lions Free Press, so you guys can go check this out if you want to. But as soon as I saw this article, as soon as I saw the Free Press put out an article and this was the title, I had to click and I was like, we got to record this because this is very interesting to me. Barry Sanders went through that money dispute with the Detroit Lions where he kind of just retired abruptly, and then the Lions made him pay back money, so he stayed away from the Detroit Lions. They actually brought him back as a team ambassador. That way they could, kind of pay him. And now that seems like a mended relationship between Barry Sanders and the Detroit Lions. And that's kind of what it's like for Calvin Johnson right now. Calvin doesn't seem very happy with the Detroit Lions. But when he was asked what the problem was, he basically said they know what to do. They just got to give me that check. So Calvin Johnson wants his money. Does he deserve it's a different question. They don't have to give it to him, but he really wants that money to mend that relationship. He thinks that's the only way that it can be done. So here Barry Sanders says that it's a tough check to write. Basically, he talks about how it's a business and each side has to, take care of their own thing. So he understands why the Detroit Lions do this. He also said that he wishes Calvin Johnson well. We'd love to have him back around, and the fans would as well. We definitely would. I know, me personally as a fan, I would love to have Calvin Johnson back. I've always talked I would love to have him as a wide receiver coach. That would just be amazing. The crazy thing that I think would be awesome is if he signed with the Detroit Lions and didn't play, but just signed. That's far-fetched. That won't happen. But if he was a wide receiver coach, I'd be super excited. He already coaches younger kids for Detroit Lions camp. So just coach with the Detroit Lions and then they can pay you, right? But instead, at least make it a team ambassador. I hope he becomes team ambassador because Calvin Johnson, as we know, was one of the greatest players the Lions have ever had of all time. In my opinion, he's the best wide receiver of all time. Now, you can go into stats or whatever. The fact is, he was injured. He didn't play a lot. Calvin Johnson was amazing. He was a different breed, you could say. Him and Matthew Stafford, that duo was outstanding. So for me, I would love to see Calvin Johnson mend this relationship and get back with the Detroit Lions. Now, we talked about this a while ago, but this just came back up with Barry Sanders having comments on it. And he really didn't have a lot to say about it other than, it's kind of up to the decision of the Detroit Lions, and they just have to do what they have to do. And he just wishes Calvin Johnson the best. I do as well, but I hope Calvin Johnson, because right here it talks about him having his camp with the high schools around the Metro Detroit area. So for Calvin Johnson, it would just make sense for him to become a coach. It's just perfect. Calvin, become a wide receiver coach. You're a great wide receiver. You have so much to offer. You already coach, and then you would get your money. I think that's the perfect fit. But again, if he doesn't want to do that, if he wants to enjoy his retirement, I understand that completely. But then you should become a team ambassador, and they would definitely pay you that money. They're not just going to cut you the check, you know what I mean? They're not going to be like, oh, here's some money just randomly. So I think that would be a great way to just give him the money back. But I would love to see him as a wide receiver coach. Now, I understand that's probably not going to happen. But I would like to hear your thoughts again. This is kind of something that came back. And now Fitzgerald, it looks like, kind of talked about this a little bit. He said, I haven't really followed what's been going on. Obviously, I love Calvin, great friend, wonderful ambassador for the league and a future Hall of Famer. Whatever's going on, I hope it works out in his favor because he's a special person. Calvin Johnson was amazing. And obviously, I understand the Lions' point of view. Dude, we're not going to give you the money if you didn't really earn it. But at the same time, Detroit, everything he's done for us, I feel like we should just give him the money. But I would love for him to, come back as an ambassador, at least, if he's going to get the money. So that's my thoughts. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter, DoseofDN 2.0. I just started it. I'm going to have some posts going out over there. It's kind of cool. I just figured out how to get the thing working. So make sure you guys go follow me over there. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.